Yeah. I don't think we're gonna stream it ever because it kind of ruins the game for the people actually trying to play. But it's pretty dope because you can see everyone's face. Whereas if you're in the circle, like and somebody's like behind T-Gov, he's got a really wide oval-shaped head.
All right, mate. I got weird ears. Calm down, Carl. Stop attacking me. No,
Mafia's fucking.
Yeah, Mafia's great.
Yeah.
You know also when Mafia exists in these games when they pause 20 minutes in to decide who's got a throw or not. It's pretty fun.
Is that what you told your boys to do?
Nah, mate.
Okay, good.
That's actually no. Yeah, around Roshan, I was like, lads, we gotta tighten up right now because
you're here linked in with a Russian Mafia wallet.
Blink 182, great band.
I know already what that reference is to. Thank you.
What?
I know what that reference is to.
It's a band.
Literally a band. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know there's some ominous shit. Like, oh God, what did I do?
I know that reference. I got it. It's like, all right, thanks, Banks.
I'm not being. I know the
Thanks, mate.
band.
Thanks for clarifying. You got the reference. Really happy for you, Banks. Old man Banks.
Still in the second phase, man. Dude, this second band phase, I swear to God, it gets longer. Well, it literally did get longer, I guess. But it
drags out.
It's so long.
Yeah. It's like you see the Void first pick, and you're like, okay, what are they gonna ban? Okay, maybe a Naga, maybe some like tempo, maybe some push.
Mind games, tick. You know this.
I've pushed for this for a while, but I think we should have different non-reserve time durations based on the segment of the draft.
Based on the number of fans in Twitch.
Oh, so they keep it reserved for each part then?
No, because I think you should be rewarded for like using your time faster, but I just don't think that each individual ban should have its own 30 seconds of pre-reserve time.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's just tedious, and most of the time, so like I've drafted a couple thousand times in my life, and you're always going to be thorough, right? You're banning, you're gonna have a discussion, but ultimately it's like playing code names. We're much better at the game with the 1 minute rounds than we are with the 5 minute, because you overthink things. If you had 15 seconds to think of a ban, you're just gonna go with your gut and your heart like you planned on.
5 men's draft right now is looking pretty nice. Strong laning phase for the end. I got that reference, Carl. Thank you. Sorry, I was just role-playing Banks.
To get that excited. It's just
yeah, so
I'm trying to divert the attention.
So yeah, you got Beastmaster Phoenix pretty strong against the Void. You're going to be able to pressure his tower. You've got enough group up potential to pressure towers so Spectre can play up in the map. We saw in the last game, 6 minutes, both supports come mid. Even though they're not taking the tower, they're forcing Cyber Legacy to react, opening up the side lanes. We're going to see the same thing here, finding space for Ace to get his farm. Cyber Legacy kind of lack damage outside of their big wombo combo. They are locked into...
Bro, they have 3 heroes.
Yeah, I'm saying so
don't
far.
Get out of yourself.
It's an update. It's an update on
the real
they're looking for
area.
Some cheap damage. There you go.
Are you done? Okay. The real area of concern is that you've got 2 very squishy supports, both of which are available in Aghanim's Trials, for anyone wondering at home.
It's
completely irrelevant information.
Oh, yeah, heavily irrelevant.
But Spectre high reach, you're going to get on top of these backliners and you're going to kill them. And it's a pretty big edge. And it's very frightening to play 2 squishies like this, especially when you're playing against... the birds in the sky, the beasts of the land shall also be against you. And it means you're going to have the vision advantage almost all the time for 5 men. You'll be able to pick and choose your fights. And if you isolate somebody, boom, Spectre's on top with the dagger. Phoenix is swarming in, zooming in, swooping in, swooping.
Soaring in.
Don't look that up on Urban Dictionary.
God damn it, boy. Between 2 of you, you could not get
Isn't like swoop like...
Soaring in is correct.
I kind of like.
I'm the least educated out of both of you, and you could not get that.
Yeah, it just means that we focused our education on other things other than soaring and swooping.
Okay, he's got stuff he can be happy about. What have you got?
Everything, mate. Every day I cherish and adore, and I get to work with great people, great production, love your production, and to entertain great people in Twitch chat.
He's good at sucking up, isn't he?
Thank you.
I'm happy T-Gov's happy, I guess.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
They are wasting a lot of time on
You say wasting, I say deciding on the right pick. A lot of these teams really do overuse time. For example, Scrim, they'll pause, right? They'll make sure they really hammer in what pick they want in these type of positions. And 5 men Cyber Legacy, they've scrimmed a couple of times before, so these lads...
how did the scrim results go between them?
I actually have no idea.
No, don't say it. And then
I'm not lying to you. I did not.
How before the final of a team you are looking after, you not find out that vital information?
It was like 4 or 5 days.
The bar for Dota coaching is quite low.
I can see this.
Carl has applied for many and still somehow failed.
I went to a TI with Nahaz as my coach. Shout out! I love you, Alan. It wasn't your fault.
I'm just, yeah. Wow.
Did you just take along for the ride, the free trip?
No,
Stats don't lie, you know, so
It's
they
a lot.
believed in them too
Mathematician
much.
could get it done.
Let's just say that I've made some poor life decisions. In fact, I've made a few poor life decisions.
Yeah.
To the point where that hiring Nahaz as coach isn't even in the top 10 worst decisions I ever made. It's been a rough ride. If I could be any kind of ice cream, it'd be Rocky Road.
That makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. It's all right, though. Life goes on. Thank God I'm here now surrounded by these awesome, talented people.
In the next 4 days when they fly in. Hey, gotcha. I thought
Batrider-
team. Poof.
Batrider's cool. I will say I think that this is a misunderstood matchup, specifically with the Beast versus Bat, because I think people pick Bat assuming it'll have like a decent matchup in the laning phase, but I think throughout the game, Beastmaster is actually a hard counter to Bat, because ultimately Batrider more than anything else likes to abuse a vision advantage. You consume vision. If you have the edge, it's almost always going to be your team that's finding the pickoffs, the opportunities to make plays. But Beastmaster, because he's always shoving lanes without needing to actually be in them, thanks to the boar and the axe from Fog, and then the bird also scouting out, it sort of just denies Batrider that ability to freely play the map and keep himself, it's like lurking in Counter-Strike, right? Except you don't want to lurk because you can't, because they can see into Palace.
I love that. A whole reference down to Mirage,
Gotcha.
lurking CS. You've been playing some CS, haven't you, Kai? You've been doing well.
Almost MG, baby.
Just venturing out, trying to tap into multiple games. Cyber Legacy looking for an active mid hero, trying to find something just keep up the tempo.
Hey, wait, I want to take a swing at Banks real fast, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I realized you were one of the most successful Counter-Strike hosts and realized, damn, there's opportunity awaiting.
I'm sitting next to two flakers who are trying to jump out of their main games. Christ.
Kyle. You'll
Brewmaster going for the Batrider mid. That's a really
not
cool.
alpha enough. you will get eaten alive.
I need a button.
I think
can mute them
people
when they
that
do
are
their
truly
talk,
alpha
like
don't have to
crafts.
tell everybody. They just exist.
Yeah,
Oh, whoops.
Breaking it.
Whoops.
All right, so they're putting the Batrider mid. They're going to go for the old Enigma strategy, try and get that guy some early levels, pivot, play into the side lanes. If Bat can just join Brew, 3 kills, join Void with Chrono, should be pretty good kills as well there. It's a very strong Bat mid game, but you do have this last pick on 5 men to try and muscle up into it.
And that last pick is going to be what? To take the win and go 2-0? Come on, T-Gov, you should know the answer.
I don't.
Death Prophet.
Too many
really
cooldowns,
good
I
Death
think.
Prophet game.
Is it? Maybe. You know what? Sure.
The only downside is your matchup against Bat isn't awesome, but I've talked with Limp about this, and basically as long as you don't get totally owned in the first couple of levels by a bunch of stacks, you'll be fine. They go for more of a Chessy hero in the Puck, better matchup. A little concerned with their damage output. We saw Puck Spectre fail earlier today, and it's just tough. Man.
Yeah.
I feel like the Kuman Void is something to always just be afraid of. You don't really have an answer to the Batrider either, but it's again a draft where if 5 men get a lead, they get out to an early start, they take a couple of towers, it's going to be really easy for them to dominate map control. You have limited wave clear on Cyber Legacy, and I'm still not sure I'm a believer in Brew, but definitely one of the better drafts we've seen so far in this qualifier in terms of the evenness of the match.
Yeah, and in terms of putting the Batrider middle, you've now basically said that your offlane will be like Brew plus Snap, which means the Spectre should have a decent time, especially with that Enchantress bringing in that creep. You're going to see Ace farm again. If I saw the Batrider in the side lane, I could argue it might be able to play there. Again, Ench could maybe play into Bat and do some work, but the fact that Spectre has this free game, it's a concern. Beastmaster should have a fun time bottom.
Who's winning though, T-Gov?
5 men will be taking this as a clean 2-0, potentially. No, they are.
I hope for T-Gov's job security.
There's
that they
literally no
do take
money.
this.
There's no employment here, guys.
Huh?
There's no. Sorry, go on. Yeah. Go on. What was your prediction?
I hope that 5 men take it home. I think
Thank you,
it could
Carl.
go either way, but ultimately, it's going to come down to the tower edge for me. If 5 men have a 2-tower lead by 15 minutes, I think they'll take it. If they don't, I think Cyber Legacy is going to bring it back.
That is very, very specific, even for you, Kyle.
I, had a little time to get warmed up, but, I slept. Now I'm back to reclaim my title.
So,
He got some sleep. He's back in form. He's got the puns to a point. Some references in there as well. Why are you going? Yeah, he had references.
I'm just literally trying to be like a really
That's
bad
the best
hype
he's
man.
got.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a bad
T-Gov's
hype.
out of steam at this point, completely dead, done and dusted.
I'm just malfunctioning right now.
Well, two people who have a lot to say, and we actually do want to hear from them, is Lyrical and Trent. As we're going into game 2, it is time for them to shine. I want to see what Lyrical's got behind him this time. I still got the dog. Good doggy.
It's a good dog, definitely. Man, yeah, you definitely want to hear from us, not these clowns over there on the panel. Look at these guys; they're crazy. What title you were claiming, Kyle? You're crazy. I don't know what I'm doing, Trent. Help me.
Yeah, I can tell. I don't know. We got a couple of the selfless in this game. I know. Xiaomi, he's been gifting some battle passes. That'll be his title. They have defeated the Kuman Spectre, but can they touch? Can anyone even touch the Kuman Void? I mean, this guy, he is a damn fine Void player. I saw he was playing it this morning as well. Podcat, I could hear the fear in his voice trembling, just witnessing these dance moves. So I look forward to watching this once again. I like the bat into the brew. It's
okay.
I don't know. Bat has been obviously popping off, especially out of the mid lane, and it feels like the matchups are never really that bad for the hero. The real issue just becomes like how much are you getting done with lasso. I like how Lacoste put it, where he said it's basically just offlane bat with one more item. It kind of feels that way. So it takes a certain level of team coordination and skill on the hero to really make it fly like WeHa does.
Right. Yeah. And I think that that also speaks to sort of what the panel was talking about, right? That you want to have the lead constantly as Cyber Legacy, keep running at them, try and take the advantage. Particularly because, as you mentioned, it's basically down to Kuman, and there isn't that steroid in an Alacrity or a Bloodlust or a Power or what have you.
It's okay though, because it would have been dispelled by Ench anyway, so it's fine. Just don't go for them.
That's easy. That's the way to do it. Interestingly enough, we're seeing early on here Blizzy taking the Cinder Brew very easily to apply the reignition with the Scatter Blast afterwards. So that could be some cool little things that makes this lane a little bit more annoying for Ace, it feels like.
Yeah, well, the only problem with that is that, I definitely like it. I think that's how Brewmaster wants to play his lane, is that he always wants someone who does the Cinder Brew spam, is that it's versus a Spectre as well as an Ench. I don't know how much Pilot Eye will put into the healing. That would be kind of interesting, but, Spectre generally knows what kind of a lane she's in for, right? She's always going to be prepped for lots of regen, and it's very happy to buy her way through the laning stage if it's just, damage over time like that.
Right. And gets more value out of it here as well by taking the stick. That's going to be something that's going to be consistently helping out the way this lane is looking to set up for Cyber Legacy. Oh, Pilot Eye down bottom, taking a lot of damage. Does have Enchant, and the chase down. It looks like that's going to be first blood. Well played.
Ench, some issues compared to her former self, like having to worry about actual right clicks early on in the game. But yeah, that's a painful one. Dying before really getting any creep benefit, and now might even see Bignum just body block the camp again here. Yeah, he sentried the one. He's standing in the small camp, but this is still just a creepless Ench.
Yeah, that's really frustrating. Yeah, Pi is just going to be stuck there with nothing and Enchant. What the hell?
Yeah, that feels really bad. Oh man, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, force for the attendants. We'll try and pass him over to Ace, but it's just yeah, this is all for me there, friend.
We saw up top there's some more aggression that was going on. We were talking about what was going on down bottom, where Pi is just taking a bit of a beating. Does have Cinder Brew back up again in a couple of seconds, but not going to go for it. I need to wait until Ench is sort of out of position before they go for that play, feels like. But even if you kill... Oh, wait a minute. Pi might just be dead yet again. Scatter Blast going to connect. And Ace get some more damage over time here. But 11 stick charges. He'll be fine. Ench is just going to keep dying, I think.
You're allowed to feed as a support. Ideally, you don't give first blood. That's a bad one. And you can keep feeding as long as your Spectre is getting all the last hits, which is happening. So that is still fine. It's not great, but it's baseline. It's okay.
Right.
It's not really a net, negative for your team. Sure, it'd be great if you didn't die, but as long as Ace gets gold, that's a requirement for you to win.
Definitely. Up top, you can see again, Coolman just able to sort of control this lane for a little bit, but now it's a big wave pushing under tower for Zibe. So this is going to be a nice bit of experience, a little bit of gold as well. Going to probably get him up to level 4 as Misery just going to leave the area and let him get solo XP. They did manage to get a pull off though.
Yeah, Misery over here and still not able to contest the pull, unfortunately. Well, that's gonna be a little disappointing for him, I feel like. But I guess as long as his creeps are dying, he's here. That's also one way that he can get some XP, and somebody's gonna come over there too. See if they can start working on this together. On bottom, Misery's like, man, or Pilot Eye rather, got to go find a creep. Unfortunately, the enchant duration, what is it, 30 seconds? So even if he finds a creep over here, he still can't help the bottom lane.
Yeah. But Spectre is still, like you said, having a nice time as well. Hasterin on the Magical, trying to throw some soccer balls in there as well. Jesse chasing. Silence is already out. And it looks like Magical is going to get ran down. Misery trying to get the last hit. Pilot Eye diving under tower. And we'll be able to secure the kill. Misery does go down eventually.
He died to the flame break, I guess, right? Way over by the rune, too.
And we are seeing Ace get gone on. At the same time, Pi finds the 0-minute bounty rune that nobody picked up.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
I was like, well, I might as well hang around here, you know. It's only 20 seconds away. That's not good news for Ace, though. I'm sure his lane has gotten a little bit worse down here. Although he seems to be doing quite well. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I think part of it is maybe just all those stick charges that he queued up earlier, and they haven't been able to play that aggressive onto him, it feels like. Ace is having a really fine time.
Good call by Bignum to leave right there, though. So at least he gets one of those bounty runes. Doesn't just, like, give both of them over to Pilot Eye for free.
Right.
Top lane, they're going to keep working on this stack with the axes now. Keep trying to interrupt these pulls. Make sure things stay near their own tower here to try and slow down Kuman. His farm, not so hot, right? They blow the Beastmaster just ahead of the Bat Rider right now in this game. Magical, nice move. Gets the Radiant Bounty Rune as the bottom lane. They also force Blizzy back, too.
Is he going to make a rotation up here as well? Slayer got the side pull off yet again. They are under vision. Magical
a level 5 bat rotation to steal a stack. That's something.
That's really nice. Misery is going to come and try and contest this with Zibe as well. I mean, they have to at least get some of the experience here from this. And yeah, there we go. Spirit's already out. How many of these go that way? Bat Rider gets 2, a third, and a fourth. Yeah, I got all of it. That was well done.
Hey, just don't feed. Just don't. Oh,
no. No. Dude, Bat gets everything, and then Misery still goes down. Damn.
Come on, dude.
Wow. Down bottom. All right, they're mid. Snapfire ends up going down. Chessie going to drop the coil for that one.
Yeah, Bignum came to soak the lane and got punished.
All across the board here. Things looking pretty good, it feels like, for Radiant at the moment, at least.
Yeah. 3 cores on top of the last hits and probably almost net worth as well. They got the Beastmasters had to spend a little bit more, it seems, and probably some neutrals mixed in there for a little bit lower on the value, but it's heading for a Necro first. For Zibe in this one, as his lane is currently unoccupied. Command just hitting the small camp. Yeah, I saw this queue up. He's doing the double gloves right away.
Okay.
All about that time lock, you know.
That's kind of cool. I like that one. It's more farming speed, too. It's nice. Gets the trusty shovel as well. Oh, what more could you want?
A bounty rune. Watcha! Ah.
This time.
But look how fast he is at killing that little kobold.
Lizzie, down bottom. They got eyes on him. Gonna be able to keep the pressure. Ench does end up tanking 1 tower shot, though, and has to back out. And Lizzie is very close to level 6, and that's a kill lane if you get level 6 on Ace.
And that's what they're hoping for, was that they could kill Blizzy before level 6 too, right?
Right. Chance again. Takes over the Satyr. It's going to be throwing some of those Hadoukens around.
Magical. He's trying to catch the rotation mid of them trying to secure the bounty rune. That's what that play is, I think. Like, he was hoping that Pi would be running through the river, because they have this ward on the high ground. Now they'll go for the spec instead. Will she haunt out? She's gone top to Kuman, who was low in the jungle.
That was really close.
That could have been so bad. Yeah. Unfortunately, because Magical went for the risky play, the haste room went to Chessie. And so now Magical's the one who's coiled.
Good play here, trying to bring him down. They've still got the Hadouken afterwards. Needs to throw the shockwave, gets the kill. Very nicely played. And now they can try and run down Bigdom a little bit here as well, but just TP's out. So it is a 1-for-1 Pi for Magical. Very nice. Nice pick up here.
I'm surprised they were even able to kill the Ench in that situation. It feels like that should have just been a kill for free. So at least they got something back, but obviously still benefiting 5 men overall.
This is looking really good for 5. I mean, you got 2,000 gold lead with the Spectre, and Spectre's one of the highest net worths in the game. Like,
Yeah, and your enemy has no mid-tier 1 when you have Beastmaster and Puck.
the hell?
A little early on the smoke, it seems.
Well, they want to use this first split from Brew. I mean, you've got to get something up here. They've got to turn this into a good fight. There's no Haunt. They do have Roar, though, and they're going to run into the Spectre.
Oh, they're right next to each other.
And the Phoenix first. It's pretty big. Oh, good fly away there. But I think it's still going to end up being a huge win. Roar now used onto the Snapfire. They just got to run away, or they're going to try and find a kill on a Big Num. Ace walking out of here does still take a lot of damage from this Bruce split, though, and he is going to die. Meanwhile, Magical showing up, trying to make something else happen. They get the Yule Scepter lift up, or rather the Wind Panda lift up onto the Beastmaster. And it looks like he is going to be ran down, although the Sunray with some pretty good heals. I don't know if it's going to be enough to keep Zibe alive. He just TP's out. Maybe it will. Unbelievable. Dude, Misery, what a player.
Yeah, it feels like Magical was just like thinking in his head, like, oh, I can get this kill without the lasso, and then he's like, oh, okay, maybe I need lasso, and then you're not thinking of it like the other way, where you start thinking, you know, can he just TP out after because my Brewmaster doesn't have a stun?
Oh, cool, man. Gonna drop the chrono. They just need to be a little bit careful. Puck was nearby. Oh, they're not gonna go for it. I thought Puck was maybe gonna try and reinitiate.
That's some big brain void play right there. That guy's brain is so big, it's coming out the top of his head. At least I think that's what that blue thing is. But he just deems it worthy to chrono a 5 because you get the bounty room. And, you know, he might be right. It's a lot of extra gold.
Had he just walked in there, also, I think Puck might have gone. He had coil and silence and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, good decision there. Still, you look at Void, and he's currently the lowest net worth out of all of the cores. So, I don't know. Coolman needs to sort of play some catch up. This is a tough time for him, and they're taking the top tier 1 tower.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, they have Obs and Sentry here too on the Dire, so like even had a pretty good opportunity to perhaps fight it, but they don't have the split, and they also see that Misery got the tome and is holding the egg. So even with the little shredder, unless you're like there right away, you know, you don't necessarily want to start that fight.
It's on Magical trying to steal some of these creeps back the other direction. Looks like that's still got most of them, but this sort of map movement that you're seeing from 5 men is really shutting down where Cyber Legacy feel like they can play. So smoke up. He has bots on Magical. And hoping to catch Ace here. With Mortimer's, there could be a kill potential.
I think that this game is just so hard because they only have one play right now, and they have great heroes versus it on 5 men.
Silence. Jesse gonna get the jump away. They're still chasing. Want to find him. Goes with the lasso, get the kill, and that is a nice pickup for them. So good bait. Just holding on to that smoke and only going at the last second for Magical.
And also only spending the lasso too, because, well, okay, and the mortars, but more importantly, like those 2 big ones of the split and the lasso and the chrono are the ones that they need, and they can't really afford to spend all 3. If they spend all 3 at once, even if it's a 5-man wipe, that's one of those kind of dumb situations in Dota where it might almost be bad for you because they could just come back and take a tower and you'll have no way to actually fight. Whereas if you manage to defend against them like that, you kill 1 hero and now offsets their 5-man. Now, sure, they still have Egg, they still have Haunt, they have Roar, but you also have your own tools to maybe contest there. And they need to delay quite a bit. It doesn't feel really good delaying versus Spectre, but their win percent, for example, is already doubled in the past, like, minute. Just because they got that one, like, final stop. Halt.
And it's the type of lineup right now that I think you really want to play fast. Jesse, in the meantime, he does have his Blink Dagger, is going to jump now onto the Snapfire. There was a little bit of stalking going on by the Brew. Blizzy just with an Invis rune and trying to find an opening, but you can see it's just really hard to fight into this, particularly when you know that Haunt's just coming around the other side. Zibe walking up a hill. Blizzy is right there. It's going to wear out. I think they caught sight of him for a second. Maybe not.
Either way, they will retreat back to the Radiant side as everyone's just chilling on their own part of the map for now. Bignum's getting space on the top lane. It's not digging with the shovel. I'm guilty of that. So I don't know why. It's just not as evident as the Midas, you know?
That's true.
The Midas, I'll never let it happen, but my shovel, you know, I've been known to mess up. But it's okay. You know, patience rewards you with bounty runes.
We need that circle to be bigger. That's the problem.
The neutral item circle?
Yeah, just have it bigger and have it like
bring
right
back the
next
old
to
UI where it's all as tall as the mini map, pretty much. Is that what you want?
No,
let's
please
go.
No. That was terrible.
It looks so bad in hindsight, and yet we just thought it was so glorious.
And everybody, when they saw the change, they're like, "This is dumb." All right, double heal coming on to Pili Die. It is not going to be enough, but they do get the hoof stomp. Stolen from the Enchantress. That's a big play right there. They kill off player. Now going to chase forward for Big Num, but realizing Blizzy's coming in. They managed to find the silence. Now the stun onto Void has Chrono still available. Got to be careful about this one. Bat Rider down very, very low. Ace still deciding to chase into this, and that's going to be the Mortimer's Kisses on the Chrono afterwards. Trying to find anybody else to bring down. Ace is still completely controlled. I don't know what compelled them to make that decision, but Lord, that was not the way to go. Zibe likely going to go down here. Coolman able to time walk off. Misery still trying to kill Coolman, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. Dude, this Centaur has been a baller and actually salvaging the fight as they get another long duration stun off. So it ends up being a 3 for 3 in the end.
Yeah, and they, I mean, they kind of get trapped on the side. Like Magical was stuck between the wall and the Chrono, didn't really have a way out. So then he eventually gets picked off by Chessie, as he also wants to stick around for this 15-minute one. He's gonna try and play for both, and he'll only get, he'll get both. Okay, Pilot, I did leave it for him. Good choice.
But Magical.
Yeah, he's got a lasso though.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna run away.
Dire are scanning.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Fight recap in the end ends up being fairly even because of the buyback on the Witch Doctor, I guess. That was the big determining factor.
Yeah, it was basically all just even, really, in the end. I mean, the best thing is that Void is getting farmed. Right now, he's top of the Dire, whereas mere minutes ago, he was the bottom. And he's going to have that Battle Fury soon, too. So, going to keep the stack up going even further. But Ace, no slouch either. We'll have the Manta as the next item. Some better fighting power.
And you can see also, I think one of the things that's impressing me about this 5-man team, right, is that like last game, we saw how much Chessie was sacrificed and just didn't end up being able to, like, it felt like almost have a game. And this game, he's like the tempo setter, top net worth player, and really sort of, it feels like setting the tempo that's allowing them to come out to this huge lead early on. So a little bit of versatility amongst this team.
Yeah, Magical might just be dead here, in fact, because of a roar into a coil. I don't even need the coil. Jeez.
Damn. Big plays. Down bottom, Misery. Blizzy's down low. He has the primal split now.
They just have no initiation. Like, they can't kill most of these heroes unless they're going to commit the Chrono or the Lasso. Like, that's one of my only gripes with Witch Doctor. As much as I love the hero, Cask is not an initiating skill, especially if they have any semblance of mobility on the enemy team.
Jump in, misses the silence. Coolman gets Chrono back up right now. Not gonna go for it. Yeah, it's weird. Because also, like, on Brewmaster nowadays, you're not going, like, Blink early. You're going these tanky up items, team fight things, Vlads and stuff. So, really, it kind of comes down to Bat Rider, but he had to go bots first also. So, it's all very lack of...
This smoke could be good if they catch them unaware under a Hawk. And they're going to go right on to Zive. He was microing somebody.
That was not where you wanted to see it. Mortimer's Kiss is going to eventually land, and they even used the split for that.
Relax. What's happened? Why did we Witch Doctor ult Mortimer's and split?
I don't know. Oh man, and Jesse, he is gonna get the silence away. Blizzy trying to chase. He wants to get the lift up, but it's not gonna come in time.
Think it matters. I mean, they don't have the. I don't even think they can kill him in Chrono reliably. By the time they got there with the Chrono, like without the Witch Doctor ult,
yeah,
maybe with Max Maledict he would have died, but still, I don't think he would have got there.
Well, now the question is, where do you go if you're... Okay, you just go right there. That's where you go. And they kill the Bat Rider. Want me for more? Thought about it. Right into Roche. This is what you were talking about before, I guess.
Well, it's just this idea of using everything is just so... Like, that's what happens, right? if you dump so many of your spells on something that's not worth, like, you have to very carefully triage what you require for an actual fight, right? And that was bad triage. They were just like, oh my god, this guy's gonna live. We have to cast everything.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of real triage, I suppose. Trying to overkill someone.
Yeah. That's not normally what they do in triage.
No, I don't think so. Not the good ones.
Man, does have the Battle Fury at least. Get the Essence Ring now.
It's a quality item. It's a team fight item.
Yeah. They need something. They need a lot of something. Ace is going to have Manta pretty soon here. Imagine, wait for the next... a Dragon Scale too. That's real nice. Imagine, wait for just the next Haunt to be up, and then they go again. I mean, do you sort of just play Flowchart Dota from this point forward now?
Yeah.
If you're... Okay.
Yeah, their game's super easy. Like, Ace just buys Spectre items, has Manta, goes Diffusal, has Haunt next. And then there's pressure on Cyber Legacy, kind of like last game. Last time they had the Spectre, though, which is helpful in these situations. It feels worse to play into, though. Right now, if they start running in here, right, the Chrono comes out, the Lasso comes out, and then you always have to be thinking, like, okay, what happens if he haunts, like, right now?
Yeah.
And
Well,
I think Kyle made a good point, too, in terms of the Vision game, too, because, like, Bat... I don't like Bat into Beastmaster either for the same reason of just like it's so hard to play around the Hawk. You can't smoke every time you're gonna go for a lasso play, right?
No, totally. As Blizzy is just gonna get jumped on up here on the top lane. If they want to, they can keep going in after him. All the creeps in the world, the good old zoo chasing him down, slowly and steadily purging him.
Yeah, they're slow rolling it because they want to force more TPs in.
Dude,
they're not gonna.
Are these creeps just gonna kill Blizzy? Oh no, Blizzy! He's just trying to get away. Triumphant Squawk. Are they gonna let him live? Oh,
I think they're regretting not just like chucking an axe in there. I mean,
yeah.
With the percent bonus, he probably would have died.
In the meantime, mid, they do lose the Aegis. So a little bit too much fun. Chessie turns us back around. Oh,
It did cost them lasso though.
Okay.
Was most welcome.
This creep's almost just wrecked him.
Probably a little worrisome moving forward, I would think.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, I
has fallen.
like what you're talking about with the vision stuff there as well, and it's not just the Beastmaster even, like even just the Enchantress creep sort of can be that.
Just run them around.
Yeah. Tough stuff indeed. As the coil going to be off the mark there, Chessie not quite able to catch up on the magical.
That's worth the risk though, because if you hit that coil next to a tower, then Bat's dead. Because you can actually get reinforcements at the outpost as well as the tower and just pincer him. And what does he care if he doesn't have coil for 30 seconds? Since he had an arcane rune active anyway.
Yeah. So the point that you were making about what Lacoste said of Bat Rider just plus one item, it's kind of falling apart here as he
doesn't need his name up in lights. He just wants.
He's off later, not the goal, but if you can hit your spells, any hero can be powerful.
Yeah.
Is that true? Maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
Just made it up. Sounds all right.
It sounds like a really good truism. I like it.
Yeah. It seems like a pause tip.
Yeah.
Like one of those.
Or a fortune cookie.
Don't miss your spells. That should just be one of the things that pops up when you pause.
That would be great.
That would be very helpful advice to my allies, I feel like.
Well, I think that there's a whole nother like spectrum of things you could do, right? Because they tier it based upon how much experience you have in Dota. So if you have too much experience in Dota, they just start giving you like snarky tips.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I like that.
This time it's a radiant smoke with large circles drawn on the map by the Dire. I don't know what's happening, but Bignum is giving orders. He's saying, we're going to hold this, I think.
Are they going to, though? Zibe is up this hill. Misery is here
Yeah,
as well.
He thinks they might be in here.
Danger Town. Oh, the rest of the team can't get here in time, though, to try and hold this
ward
hill.
is going to die. Oh, ooh, sneaky ward. Very sneaky Slayer.
Jeez.
This Venn diagram of wards ends right about, just up on that high ground there. And now right below Slayer, that little obs is just getting everything him and Bignum are up to. It knows that he dug up that town portal scroll. They can use that.
Use that information. Man, I want to go back to more of these tips, though, that I'm thinking about now. I just can't stop thinking about it, You die 4 times, and then the tip is like get good. You know, you tier it based
That's
upon
what you
the
can't
game.
stop
that's
thinking about. This next level of comedy, and you got it, dude.
You know.
Oh man, this ward is just killing me to look at.
It hurts.
It's such a painful feeling as a support when this happens to you, and then you find it like 3 minutes later, and you're just like, oh my god, they know where we were this whole time.
So do you think that's like predicated, the way that they do those awards is based upon like watching the individual team's game, or just like their own experience in pubs of where people deward? What do you think?
I don't think it's rarely individualized per team. I think in like the toppest tier of Dota, it definitely is, because like teams have patterns and you can see that on like heat maps and stuff. But for the most part in these games, like, you won't have studied your opponent that much. You know, they got a 40-minute break before Cyber Legacy, so you're just trying to be like, okay, everyone wants a sentry here. They want to cover this spot and this spot, so I'm gonna put my obs here. But now some people account for that, so now I'm gonna put it even further north in like this kind of fresh spot that gives shittier vision, but is really likely to stay.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot harder with sentries. Like, number one, there's so much reward for killing ops as they do go for the roar here.
Oh, my God.
Chessie. Oh, that was close. Did Chessie, am I crazy? Oh, I see what happened. He was trying to get in range for the ult. Sorry, never mind.
And meanwhile, bottom, they find Magical as well. So, Sunray out. They've still got Egg and Coil. And Blizzy, he just might be dead as well. He TP'd earlier, so he doesn't have a way to get out of here. Going to be forced to use the split to just try and run away, it looks like, almost. Because I don't think that you're going to be able to take this fight without the Void. Chase down comes. Witch Doctor is dead. Chessie still chasing here. Gets the coil onto all of these heroes and Brewlings. One by one. Cyber Legacy are dying. And I mean, they're going to drop the egg below the tier 3 tower.
All right.
Dude,
that sends a message.
Oh, man.
And all that off of just a single roar.
Yeah.
Shows how fragile the game was at that state. Even if they were like getting some gold across the map, even though it's looking desperate and dim, there's like some hope until something like that happens, and it's just fully realized how far behind they truly are.
Yeah. I think it's pretty telling that the win probability graph did not change much between now and a couple minutes ago. Like, we were already there. That's where we were at.
It's been a rough one, this game. It decided very early that it was Ride Inspector once more, but not letting go this time. It was like 75% in like 10 minutes, or higher. I think it's like 86 at like 12. It's a harsh mistress, the old Dota Plus.
Yeah. Well, 19,000 gold lead right now. 26 minutes in. Tier 2 towers are all gone for the side of Cyber Legacy. Yeah, man.
I like Chessie's Aeon-Disc this game too. I think that's a pretty good choice.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, how do they come back in this game, right? They try and burst someone down either with the lasso or with the chrono, and maybe that can just delay it even further. Sure, maybe you might die, but like, you can't really like buy Lincolns or anything, right? Like, you have to assume that you're probably still gonna die from something, even with the Lincolns. I think with the chrono, at least this covers both.
Yeah, true. I feel like it's an underpicked item when you're ahead. It's like one of those things that normally you try and get Aeon-Disc when it's like you're all dying. It's like,
yeah,
get it when you want to, you know, secure an advantage.
There's only certain heroes that can do it, like Puck and Ember. Puck the double coil again.
God, leashed up, does have chrono still. Everybody's dying. They get the split off. Slayer already dead. Now Ace kind of alone here. Does have another dagger afterwards though. So they've used 2 ultis now. Mortimer's Kisses come out. That's a third one. Everything dropped now as Chrono is there. But the Sunray is healing. He's going to die in his own Chrono. Oh, it feels bad. Blizzy also is going to get ran down here in a second as well. Meteor Hammer drops on his dome. And with that, Triumphant squawks and ready to run mid.
I'm not sure how much longer they want to hold out on this one. It's looking pretty desperate.
Yeah. Game is super hard as Magical is going to drop as well, giving him a lot of tips. And yeah, this is going to be a tier 3 tower taken, it looks like. Yule Scepter lift up. They have the Supernova underneath the tier 3. Oh, more! Woo! Okay, they got it. A little shredder takes him down. They're getting a little bit too wild here. And Witch Doctor ulti afterwards. Are they throwing? Highlight Die forced to TP out with the heal coming in.
I mean, that would be truly impressive if they managed that with this lead.
Yeah.
All right. They're going to stick it out, though.
Cool Man Void.
Can it do it? Is that how legendary he can be on the hero? That's the real question. But Aegis and Cheese is, of course, waiting there for 5 men. They can sit back, relax, spend all their hard-earned gold from these team fights. Today, thinking about the old Aghanims on Beastmaster. The fun times. Yeah, I don't know. We've been waiting for this build to become a thing. So it's not the roar anymore, in case you guys were wondering. You know, maybe you haven't seen Beastmaster Axe in a while. It gives no cooldown to the axes. You can just chuck them when they come back. And don't forget about the damage amp per stack of 12% to you and all your units.
That's right. I saw Forev do it one game. I lost really badly with it. Haunt comes out, though, trying to blow up one. They've already killed Slayer. Who's next? Blizzy on the run. They've got the Quail there onto 2. Chronosphere not up for 30 more seconds. Ace finds another kill. This time Magical goes down. Now they're going to roar the Void. DD on Ace is really hard to deal with. Triple kill for Ace. Looking for more. Blizzy, the last one left, and he's disconnected. He's oh, that's a rough one. That's tough.
That's a very unfortunate time to DC.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really one for climactic endings anyway, so prefer the mellow, drawn out, anti-joke ending of a game. Maybe we'll just get a DC called after 5 minutes, or a GG after he's like, oh, he can't get his internet back. GG.
Are you a fan of anti-jokes or like those? God, what's it called? What's the it's like the something dog story. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, not my jam.
No,
unless it's Norm Macdonald. Those are pretty funny.
I was thinking of
I know
the moth joke.
Yeah. Norm does kill me. I'll give him that. But I don't think one could ever make their career on anti-jokes because then it's not funny. Like the whole point is you can't be expecting it. So that's all you got. I mean,
that's fair.
Better be pretty good.
So it's the Shaggy Dog story. That's the name of it. That's basically what this game is, kind of. Look it up if you guys don't know what it is. Indeed. So we're gonna hop back into the game, and are we going to have the anticlimactic rampage? Taking it from Blizzy. No, Chessie steals it away.
Well done, Chessie.
Unbelievable. Looking for more? Magic is run away. Get me out of here. I do not want to live in this world anymore.
Bounty.
He's TP.
Oh, no. Chessie found him. The old Sunray. Trying to live. Body blocks. Zibe. He's got axes. They managed to find themselves the kill. Get the Aegis. Easy peasy.
Sioma, go! It's still in there. The cheese. Go, Sioma.
Oh, he doesn't know.
I mean, is it really going to be another one of these? All right, the Hawk's in. The Hawk knows.
Oh, what a player, Sioma! Oh, the plays!
Take him.
He's going to die for it. But that was hype. You got 1,000 gold for that.
All right. All right, guys. Maybe, just maybe, they'll lose this game from never picking up the cheese thanks to a chrono.
Possibility.
It could happen.
Dare to dream. Dare to dream. Down bottom, Bignum. Trying to buy some more time, pushing out the waves. Oof. Man, Enchantress is catching up rapidly to the Void's farm. And it's right on top of Bignum now. With the enchant slowdown, does have the Sentry Ward, Abyssal Blade as the TP finishes. And
like
the other side of the map. Oh, Blizzy. No, Coil, Meteor Hammer. Oh, God, you're going to end up in a Reddit thread. Wait, Leash killed, though? Is he going to get out of there in time? Maybe a chance. He's living. Oh, the Flats regen was almost enough. But not quite enough.
Chessie, you hit him with a tip. It's like, yeah, I ditched you. All right, so if the Radiant buy a Rapier, all right, And Bignum gets level 20 with a little shredder uses your attack damage.
Okay.
Now we got something.
Is that the plan?
Yeah, then you throw that into Chrono. That's obviously the only solution.
So you think that it's not even enough for Coolman to get the rapier? It has to be the little shredder with it.
Well, if you think about it, it would be more damage if the Snapfire got it because, you know, then you have another hero that's actually doing something. I guess then again, you can't cast your ulti when you're right-clicking with little shredders. So sure, Void can get it too. That would be great.
Okay. 2 rapiers.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. I like the idea.
Do we have an Agnums on Zibe yet? He does have the Agnums. Let me see the axes fly.
Oh, go. Axe time. They got Dagon on Puck as well, which makes this very frustrating. Ooh, repair kit. Okay. All right. Do they have enough repair kits? Haunt comes out. Hey, wasted Haunt or just killing Coolman Haunt? Okay, not wasted Haunt.
No, he was alone.
Oh, no. Buyback comes from the Void. Okay. Oh my god, they cookied into Hoof Stomp. That was hype. But now, Blizzy chasing with the Bruce Split. Wants to find somebody, gets the lift up there onto Chessie. An easy hero to kill. Zibe gonna start throwing out the axes. Stacking up the stacks.
Still an Aegis on Ace.
Just gonna lift him up instead. Jump on to the Witch Doctor. Oh man, still hanging on to that BKB. 8 seconds. Ace, not a ton of mana on this Spectre, but Abyssal Blades and destroys Bignum. Now the Yule Scepter lift up here onto the side. Magical, Blizzy, they're all being chased down. Meteor Hammer on the racks. They do manage to find a Maledict. Catching now onto Enchantress. Coolman trying to chase one. Wants to get Zibe, can't get in time. And now he's being slowed down and has to run away back to the fountain again. Oh no. 34,000 gold lead, and this is looking like it might be a 2-0 in this grand finals of qualifiers. Unless everything
the amazing
falls
happens.
apart.
It's currently 3:22 in the Atlantic time zone, so, you know,
Hey,
maybe the only hope.
dream. Ace going to again go in. They get the coil there onto 2. BKB is available if they want to pop it. Just hanging out for the moment. Blizzy's back in. Coconuts bouncing back and forth.
30 seconds on this Aegis.
Oh my god.
They're waiting.
Waiting it out. And it looks like 5 men. Oh, he's getting the axes on him. Look out for the axes. Thought about the chrono. Jumps away instead. And
Didn't Bait have a 40k lead when they lost?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, see?
Oh, Haunt, reinitiation.
Yeah, I keep looking in the base, and it's like, oh, someone's out there dewarding.
Yeah.
A prize.
All right, now Smoke. The Aegis is gone.
Let's see it. It's their time. Does Witch Doctor needs an Agnums? He needs an everything. There's a lot of items that they need, actually.
Yes, in fact. Yeah, they could poke together one of those little witch. Oh, Kuman missed the smoke.
Oh no.
All right.
Phoenix is now above the Batrider and the Brewmaster in terms of net worth.
I've just
Agnums.
closed that tab. It's too depressing. I choose not to look at it right now.
Fair.
I don't think it's doing anything for the game, you know?
No. Ooh. Almost caught one. Not quite though. Magical. Oh, he's getting axed. Chase down. Heal. Everything. Trying to keep him alive. It's not going to happen though. And now the Abyssal Blade lands on the Snapfire yet again. Brewmaster in done. No buyback on any of these heroes. And GG.
Wow. I knew they were in trouble.
Look at that.
Oh, okay. There we go. Once I saw they had the bottom 5 places in fantasy, I got a little worried. It was hard to make a comeback there for the old Cyber Legacy, but 5 men are victorious here